Coming this week, only on Patreon.
Sure.
Wouldn't it be funny if, like, she's been dead all these years and Howard's just, like, keeping her in the bowling alley?
Controlling her fingers with strings and, oh, wow. Yeah, it took a dark turn.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so let's get this party started.
If you want another impression, I can do an impression of my mother. I was on the phone last night with my mom. My mom's so funny, man. She goes, what do you want me to do with these posters?
What posters?
Right. That's what I go, what posters? She goes, what posters? Mm-hmm. Like 5 months ago, I was at her house. I went over there. Yes. I'm helping her fix up her house. Uh-huh. So, in what used to be my room in high school, my parents hung that giant NBC poster that I hate.
Right, that thing that was for the subways.
Yeah, it said Imus in the morning and Stern in the afternoon. Yeah. And it was weirdness, more afternoon weirdness, or I don't even know what it was. And it was like all cartoon characters of our characters.
I remember that.
Because it was like Imus's poster, so I particularly hate it. So they have that big giant thing. So my mother goes, so when I was there, she goes, well, you know, we are redecorating, and,
that's right.
You know, what do you want to do with this? We're going to, I guess, she couldn't bear to tell me she was throwing it out.
She's taking it down.
So I said to her in passing, I go, well, you know what, maybe we'll just sort of archive it somewhere, you know.
Wait a minute. So he hates the poster. He doesn't like that she saved it. And now he's like, maybe we're going to archive it?
Yeah, it was up in his room, his childhood room, where he wanted it up on display.
Clearly.
In his parents' house. And she called him up and said, we're taking this fucking raggedy poster down. Do you want it?
Right. But
I don't know if he's sad. I don't know.
It's a little bizarre because he's saying, I'm going to archive it, but I hate the poster.
Right. I hate Imus on it, but I want it. Yeah.
You know, it's just weird. And that this is the guy who, you know, gave shit to Dr. Drew for giving him those old magazines because he claimed he loved Mad Magazine. And, you know, he doesn't like to hold on to crap, and he wants to get rid of all this stuff, but, you know.
Yeah.
He's got to save the old raggedy poster that he hates.
Yeah, exactly. Hoarder.
That's another word for throwing in a storage bin.
Right.
And
like
hoping one day it'll be worth something.
To see it.
Right. Luckily, I can keep buying more and more storage bins for all my garbage. Like, that's why my apartment's so neat. It's not that it's neat. I just take everything and throw it in the garbage bin, which is called a storage bin.
So it's not a garbage. It's storage. It's not garbage. And you could tell he's uncomfortable because he keeps clearing his throat.
Yeah, like maybe his mom's kind of moving on from it. His parents are kind of moving on from whatever the success was that he had, or something. So he's got to do his mom impression, which we all love so much.
And it's kind of like, you know, when I remember during the Amber Heard trial, she's like, I use donation and pledge synonymously. This is like, I use garbage and storage as synonymously. It's not synonymous. Garbage and storage are two separate definitions.
Right, exactly.
It's garbage you don't throw out.
Because people come over to my apartment, they go, man, you're really organized. And it's, you know, I say, that's right. You
don't know. All those storage places you see in Manhattan, Howard's junk is all over them.
I get a bill every month for about $50,000 for junk.
Wait, so he really, if he was poor, he would be on an episode of Hoarders.
Oh, absolutely.
But because he's rich, he can pay $50,000 a month to store the crap that he says doesn't matter.
I think he genuinely doesn't give a fuck about that stuff, because I don't think he cares about anything, and he knows it's a fraud anyways.
He must if he's not throwing it out.
He has some kind of anxiety. I think that's definitely a play, but I don't know. They're weird with their shit. NPD people are weird with their shit.
Do you think it's superstition? Like if I throw out these things, it's going to somehow tank my legacy?
Well, yeah, like their stuff is an extension of them. Everything's an extension of them. Like they're very weird with hoarding and also purging. You know, that's like one of the things that you see with them. And even if you watch an episode of Hoarders, what's interesting is like a lot of when they're kids and stuff when stuff's getting thrown out, like they'll talk about what a shit parent that person was.
Right.
And I think that just like inherently in hoarding, and you know, if you struggle with that, I'm not trying to knock it. It's just like, I think with hoarding, it's kind of like an inherently narcissistic thing, because it's like, I don't really care if you don't want all this shit in here. It's just going to be in here.